All right, so welcome to the Milestone Build for Traffic Cop. Just go ahead and hit play here. So as we can see from the viewport here, we have actually redone the art for the level, and it looks like a much more put together metropolitan scene than it was previously. We can see that all of the functionality is still completely intact, as are the collisions. But we'll go ahead and chase this car right here, just for the sake of show. So as the vehicles reach the end of this lane outside of player sight, they will actually despawn. This is part of the new added features. As we can see, we've also set it up so that the vehicles now spawn out of player sight. The art assets have set up. This is where the player would stand. And we can see that we're starting to get a much more realistic city skyline view for our traffic cop, as our traffic cop stands here at this T intersection. This is one of the 3 level types that we're currently planning. It has been implemented. As you can see, the art assets have been more effectively aligned to stick with a given singular art style. And additional work will be put in to bring the rest of the assets that we have already into the gameplay. As of right now, our gameplay is very solid. We can stop all of the intersections. Right now I'm just doing it off of the keystroke, just for the sake of simplicity, since it's a little bit hard to give a video tutorial for something that uses a VR headset while wearing said headset. Our VR controls are coming along quite nicely. We've actually managed to get the features for the Oculus, the hand gesture recognition, working and rolled into a VR pawn for the game. So that's coming along very nicely. And as we go down over here, we can see, we'll go ahead and pull out. So for the sake of this playstyle, this is going to be the T-shaped intersection, and the way the intersection works is that it will give us several, 6 to be precise, different ways that the traffic can go. And giving those 6 directions, even though we're just going to be controlling stuff all from a singular direction, so like all the stuff coming from what's now my left here would be able to go simultaneously. And as you can see, with that little bit there, I did not unpause I. As you'll see when the car pulls up to it, we've actually implemented the impatience mechanic for it. So when the vehicles get tired of waiting, they will actually now attempt to run the intersection. So our AI has evolved much more. And as you can see from the ray trace, as the vehicle runs the intersection, it'll attempt to throw something at the player. We've actually updated the AI enough to make that a reality as well. Our variable controls have also been exposed for the designers to be able to determine how patient a vehicle is going to be. As you can see with the vans there just ran the intersection as well. And as we continue watching, you'll see them do it again. All right. So now that we've seen the impatience mechanic for the AI in action, we can actually see the progress of the gameplay elements starting to fully come together, including all of the original elements that you had in the first game have been recreated in Unreal now to take advantage of the versatility and the viability of the Unreal Engine and how robust it is for the gameplay. So with that, we're just going to do general backdrop. You can see we have the lights. We're using most of the same assets right now, but as you can see, we have multiple different builds we can do with a single set of the modular assets. And what we're doing is we just take these modular assets, put them together in something, and then we can save them up as a static mesh. So that's actually saving us quite a lot of time when it comes to deploying these assets, because these are all a static mesh now, a single static mesh. So using Unreal, and this is something very handy with Unreal, is we're able to take the modular based buildings here, put them together in a given form, and then turn them into a single static mesh that we can then just turn around and drag and drop into the environment. Now, one of the very beneficial things that the designers did for us this go round was that they went ahead and came up with a level design that would actually allow us to put the spawning and despawning of the vehicles outside of the player view. So, for instance, this is the current spawn box where the vans are spawning from, right here on the right. And on the left here, we have the despawner. So when the vehicles enter that area, they'll go ahead and actually despawn from the world. Right now, we don't have any additional scripts hooked up to that, but as the vehicle rolls into it in the later event, we already have the scripting elements and understanding that we need to add that to the score for the player. Just go ahead and break some geometry and sit inside of the building. So as you can see, we now have the avenues of approach, the avenues of exit. We have the spawning locations, the despawning locations. We have the waypoint system, the scalable waypoint system that we've been using, that is now being appropriated in order to readily upscale or rescale the number of paths that we're using, which makes the AI solution for this very easy to add into an additional level, seeing as how we can control which paths the vehicles take, and we can immediately turn around and even use it to dictate which paths the pedestrians take, which will be of importance in the coming time. Because in the near immediate future, we will be adding spawn points on the walkways here. And then the pedestrians will proceed across these walkways, and this will end up producing a added layer of gameplay for the players, because then the players will also have to worry about guiding pedestrians across the street while dealing with traffic. So that will provide a unique kind of interaction for the player in balancing not only the vehicle impatience, but also having to balance getting the pedestrians safely across the street. As of right now, our build is very much on time, and we are looking forward to implementing a full playable VR build within the next week and a half. This has been Eric Marshall, Project Lead for Traffic Cop. Thank you for your time.